everybody. This is me, Amin.
And this Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode, we're going to talk about something quite interesting. So, before we do that, just a reminder, this is the 7th of October, 2021. This is the day that we're recording this. And within this week of the 7th of October, aside from what's going on with COVID and what's going on with technology, blah, 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 a brand is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. So the brand I'm talking about is Foodpanda, Malaysia. And they released an ad this week, the week of 7 October. I think they released it, a couple of days ago?
A few days ago.
And it created quite a stir on social media. Netizens were divided. Well, most of them, not most of them, some are unhappy, some are kind of okay and neutral, and it's when people have different opinions and they go on social media, you have a firestorm, and this advertisement created a firestorm. So let me talk about what this advertisement is about. So what we're gonna on today's show, we're gonna talk about this advertisement. It has kind of some netizens are claiming that it is offensive, some are claiming that it's not. And we're going to discuss about it. And we want to know your opinion. So what is this video all about? I think the best way to explain is for you guys to just watch the video.
You can enjoy eating together. Now share only one order with Foodpanda group order. Only this one thing, yes, you don't need to pass around your phone. Save delivery fee, one order only, share it together.
That's the video. Do you guys find anything wrong with it? There was it created a lot of stir on social media to a point where Foodpanda Malaysia head of marketing Vanita Minon Chris had to go out in public and apologize for the video. She claims that there was a misunderstanding over the video. The video is called Pollywood, and she says that the video is a story about an urban Malay household, and it is a part of a series that Foodpanda is launching. And she says, quote, "As such, Foodpanda would like to take this time to humbly apologize, as it is never our intention to cause any discomfort to our consumers, as we stay committed to delivering happiness to your doorstep." So the video, as you can see, is a Bollywood-themed promotional video featuring an all-Malay cast. Because apparently it's an all Malay household.
Yeah, it's a part of the series.
Yep. Okay, so where the issue lies in this video is, okay, it's a 30-second video. A lot of the people that are angry is saying that it is wrongly. Okay, am I saying this correct? It is wrongly representing it's not representing the Indian community at all.
Yeah, some they're calling it, appropriating the Indian culture.
Yeah. But okay, what are the people on the other side of the fence saying?
Some say that they say you must look at the bigger picture. It's not targeting on the Indian community. And firstly, a lot of people assume that this is a Deepavali ad. So people were going like, "Hey, what the heck's going on? Why is this company running a Deepavali ad and have no Indian cast in it? Why are they using all Malay or maybe a different race to celebrate Deepavali?" But I think it's really made clear that this is not a Deepavali ad. But but the thing is the timing of it though. It looks, because right now we are in October. Deepavali is going to be next month. So a lot of people make that connection that, hey, this is a Deepavali ad. But if you look at the ad, right, there's nothing about the celebrations, basically to highlight Foodpanda's things. And some people find that, why can't you just, have Indian cast in it? Because you're going to have you're going to use an Indian team. Why don't have at least one or two Indian characters in it?
Yeah. Okay. So if you see the video, I don't know. It feels like it has a Deepavali vibe to it, and the proximity of the launch of this video again, in the second week of October is almost exactly a month away from Deepavali, which is next month. But adding to what you said, Alex, the head of marketing in Foodpanda Malaysia said the music videos online are teasers to a much larger story of main character Seri and the everyday life of a 3-generational household in a series that will be aired in October. You can go to Foodpandas YouTube page, and you can see the playlist of the series. I think the campaign is called "Tak ada apa-apa" or something like that.
Takkan tak tahu.
Takkan tak tahu.
Yeah, so it highlights like stuff that you can do on Foodpanda. There's vouchers and all that stuff. So it's a series.
It highlights the things that the other things that you can do on Foodpanda other than just ordering food. So if you go through the list, there are a number of genres, so a number of videos. I think there's 12 videos there.
And there's two languages. There's English and BM.
Okay, so it starts with K-pop. It starts with a teaser, and then there's some rap music. There's rock. There's K-pop. There's this Bollywood one.
Yep.
And then other than that, others are just talking about the features of this Takkan Tak Tahu campaign.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you stand on this video? Where do you stand? I don't put you in the spot. What is your opinion on this? What do you think?
For me, it's that I can understand why this can be seen as offensive because of the timing of it. Like, why are you like I said, like people totally link this to a Deepavali season, and like why are you doing this during Deepavali time? Like, we can't afford to hire any Indian characters or actors. Like, can you include our culture in? You want to celebrate us? Why not include us in it? Because I feel that I think we all know this, that Indian are underrepresented in the media in Malaysia. It's like only you can see them on TV when it comes to Deepavali. Other time of year, no, none. And even when it comes to communications, like even like government communications or brand communications, you always see English, Malay, Chinese. Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
You don't see any communication for Indian because I think brands might feel like, okay, the population size is small. It doesn't make sense to come out another version.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yep.
So you don't want to maximize. Okay, let's just focus on 3. And of course, there's this negative stigma towards the Indian community.
Okay.
You must admit that. And then up to a point, I think what makes this even worse is that earlier this week, one of our athletes was insulted with a racial slur by a prominent politician. So that made it worse.
The badminton player, right?
Yeah.
And the politician. I cannot even say the words that he tweeted.
It's just offensive.
I think we'll just put it on
Here's
on
news
video.
clip. Yep.
If you guys want to watch, if you guys takkan tak tahu lagi what the politician said, but it is offensive. Yes.
Yep.
And it is on the back of that, and those are very good points. So I mean, okay, if you are the head of marketing for Foodpanda, and that happened before this, like at least a week before this.
At least about the same time because this video was released 1 week ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about the same time.
Okay, about the same. My question is, okay, would you then authorize this to go out, or even after the fact, what would you do?
I think they didn't see this coming, I would say, because number one is that they when they designed this campaign, right, they want to feature music genres. So Bollywood's one of them, K-pop's one of them. So it looks quite innocent. But once you see the pieces all together live in front of eyes, right, okay, now it doesn't look good. So I got a feeling that I might fall into the same trap as well. Like, okay, we just put Bollywood team, K-pop, because K-pop's a different culture as well.
Yep.
It looks harmful, right? But once you execute it, harmless, yeah, harmful pula, harmless. And once you execute it, then you see, okay, now it doesn't look right. It's one of those things. But if I put myself in the same, okay, let's say I put myself in this position right now, right? If let's say they don't use Bollywood, they use Chinese culture. For me personally, I don't think I'm offended. Because they're not insulting. It will be different if let's say they make fun of it. Let's say they have blackface, or if let's say Chinese culture you try to
brown face,
or do like slitty eye or whatever. Then that is offensive.
Yep.
But this one is not. Maybe there's one part that might be offensive because there's one scene. I think the guy is shaking his head. So I'm not sure. I think that might be the closest thing to being offensive.
Okay, yeah, I think this is a delicate matter. There are some points where I agree with you, and yes, if there is something about like overreacting to something you see online, right? I am probably the last person to do that because it's easy to just be triggered by something that's 30 seconds, or it's easy to be triggered by a picture or a word. It's easy, right? Without understanding the context and without understanding what's going on behind it. I say that, and I'm very careful about saying that because I also work in this industry. I work in the creative industry. I've had extensive experience producing advertisements and launching campaigns. I've consulted heads of marketings before, heads of marketing before. I've strategized in terms of communications, so I know what's going on. And before we go into production, we will look at the script, we will look at the storyboard, we will look at the whole thing. And it will be an extensive meeting because when it comes to creatives, everybody has an opinion, right?
Yep.
And you'll go in and I will go and say, okay, if I see this video, I'll go like, hey, I think we should add one Indian guy at least. And then I'll try to put my position. So for the sake of this show, for the sake of this argument, or for this discussion, I'll try to put myself in the seat of somebody that is for this video and somebody that's going to say, hey, you know what? I think we need to do something about this. So if it's somebody that's saying that, okay, we need to make this video better, okay, I'm going to ask, we need to at least put a Indian character here, or we need to kind of tone it down, or we need to change the timing. So if it's already been shot, then we need to change the timing and change the narrative slightly. Maybe put in a preamble at the front, or put in a phrase at the back to say, okay, we are all one Malaysia, blah, blah, blah. This is a representation of, or this is a illustration of how Malaysia is so diverse in a way that Malays can embrace the Indian culture, Indians can embrace the Malay culture, Chinese can embrace both of your cultures. I would do that. That's the very least. Or I would change the description in the video on YouTube. The apology from the head of marketing Foodpanda seems very thinly veiled. But at the same time, I also note that the head of marketing of Foodpanda is an Indian.
Yep. I don't know, for me, sometimes these kind of videos that go out, right? I think they knew that people are going to talk about it, but yet they're going to release it. You know what? This is going to be most talked about. This will bring this video up to the.
It's going to go viral.
It's going to go viral. I got a feeling, they're just pushing the line, this is going to create a lot of conversation out there. So, let's just release it, lah. I got a feeling someone inside there must have opposed it. Like, hey, you know what? Do the timing of this thing, it's not going to be nice, lah. So I think someone went ahead, you know what? Let's launch it.
That someone is the head of marketing. Okay, so I think yes, there might be that slight doubt, and I agree. Sometimes having something out there controversially draws attention. Despite it being negative, people talk about it, and it puts your brand top of mind, whether negatively or not. The thing is, it is top of mind negatively to the people that matters, to the people that it matters to them, meaning that it's negative to those who feel that it is negative, and that number could be small in the grand scheme of things in terms of visibility. So the visibility might be huge to the people who are indifferent. It's like, whatever lah, I don't care.
Yes, you're so big already, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I can endure this.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm still gonna use Foodpanda. I'm not gonna stop. So in this grand scheme of things, the head of marketing can apologize, people can comment, Foodpanda is still gonna be around.
Yeah, and in fact, this video is still up at the time recording.
And they didn't change the description, didn't change anything.
Yep.
Okay, should they take the video down?
That's an interesting question. I really don't know. I really don't know how to answer that. Because like I said, right, if let's say if it's using my culture, I don't feel offended. But the thing is, the context, the timing of it, what this community has gone through, it actually accumulates to this situation.
Yeah.
That's why they're frustrated. It's like, the build up,
Yeah.
The one time that this culture has been this culture has been highlighted during the Diwali time, and this all you got.
Yeah.
I can understand the frustration here.
Yes, and I agree. It's like the one, okay, come on lah. Foodpanda, you have the head of marketing, and I'm not trying to target her, but it seems so. How to say? It's like the plot is so perfect, right?
Yep. I think they do the checks, right? They try to balance the the risk factor. Okay, is this offensive or not offensive? Okay, if it's in the gray area.
No, we go into the context that you mentioned, right? So it's just right after somebody was being racist towards an Indian.
Yeah.
It's during a period where it's significant towards Indians.
Yep.
And you're not sure, and the head of marketing is an Indian. And now you're showing a video that is gray. That is
Yep.
not clear.
Yep.
So would you risk it? Would you risk it? And I guess that's where your logic is coming from, right? Okay, I'm gonna risk it and see what happens. If it doesn't blow up, okay, we launch a video. If it blows up, okay, good. You know, we got visibility for this one video.
And now everyone's going to watch the whole series.
Yeah, now everybody's curious about Foodpanda, and everybody goes like, and it plays on the hashtag. It's like, hey, dude, you know about Foodpanda? Takkan tak tahu Foodpanda?
Yeah.
It's that company that did that video about Indians. Okay, I mean, we try to peel the onions here. We're not trying to say, okay, it's right or wrong. But as a corporate, as a big brand, Foodpanda, I feel that they can do better.
This can be avoided. But
Yeah.
the thing is, playing it safe for them, there's no returns, perhaps. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but if
They're
you're doing
betting
this,
it,
if
yeah.
you're doing this for the returns, right? So you're saying that they are willing to risk offending a portion of the community and society so that they can get more benefits. I mean, what socially responsible corporate entity would do that?
I mean, we've
Facebook.
seen that, right? I mean, like, remember Watson's? They had the Blackface ad. They've done that before. They've done far worse.
Okay.
So I guess for Indian minds, like, you know what? This is much better than what other big brands have been doing. And like, for example, I think we've seen a lot of Blackface stuff going on. Like, for example, in China, we're doing, I think every year the Chinese government, they always have like TV performances, I think on a live theater. I think this one time they had like a group of Chinese people like having blackface to represent the African community, which is quite bad. They got slammed for that. So, there are far worse things than that. So they feel that, this is actually quite safe. They feel like they have minimized the risk, and this is enough, just enough to create a conversation. But if let's say, if I know this thing happened, I will say, no, we shouldn't do it. It's not the right time to do it now.
Let's be safe, lah.
Let's be
right?
safe, yeah.
Okay.
Just avoid any possible tension or troubles. Because because you're going to offend one customer, right? There's one too many.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that is true. Okay, flipping the book here, right? Also at the same time, I don't think any entity out there is out to do bad things. I don't think any entity out there is out to do evil. Even Facebook. All right, so we're around the controversy of Facebook and the whistleblower and blah blah blah, and how the whistleblower kind of like exposes all the inner workings of Facebook, and it's easy for us to come back and say, yeah, Facebook is very evil lah. It's just capitalists only want to make money and only want to harm people. Here's the thing: I don't think I'm not defending Zuckerberg or whatever, right? But it's like this, right? So. At the end, what matters is the bottom line. To corporations, lah, right? To
Money lah.
Yeah. What matters at the bottom? What matters is the bottom line, and they will gravitate towards activities that deliver that. Sometimes activities that deliver that, no matter how
Unethical.
No, it's not unethical. Sometimes whatever that gravitates toward that, no matter how good in terms of the intent is, it's like, oh, you know what? And you can justify, we're a company that provides employment to X number of thousands or millions of people in the world or in Malaysia, and our bottom line means healthy paychecks to these people as well, blah blah blah, and we're doing this for the community. Maybe the head of marketing can say, we're doing this to show that we're multicultural, blah blah blah, and we have X number of people. Like, the response is very thin lah. She can go out to say that we have X number of riders who are Indians, we represent them, and they are very important to our community and culture and blah blah blah. She could say so much more than just apologize and to say that this is not intended to be offensive.
Yep.
So where I'm coming from is, she's Indian, okay? The examples you mentioned, the Chinese people that do the blackface, the Watson ad that does the blackface.
Tak sabar anda nak lihat muka ente yang indah dan cantik itu. Astagfirullahaladzim. Tak ada lighting kah? Hitam.
What I'm trying to get at is, when they were in the discussion to say, okay, let's do a show or let's do a campaign. Okay, in the campaign, there's this one video where it's Bollywood theme, because Bollywood is very colorful, the music is very nice, everybody likes Bollywood, blah 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 blah. There was never a discussion, okay, let's make it controversial.
I don't think that's the intent.
That wasn't the intent.
Yeah, like I said, like in the plain face, it looks good. But once they finish the video, I'm pretty sure that someone in the office might think, you know what, the timing of this and all that, I don't think this is gonna be good.
Yeah. So whether that person highlighted it or whatever, right? That is something we won't know, or we might not know, because we don't know. We're not in that conversation. But I think we can agree, both of us, Alex, is that this can be handled better, lah.
Yeah.
And I would like to quote my favorite wise person, Madonna. The road to where again? The road to hell is paved in good intentions. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, no matter how good the intention is, if it's wrong, it's wrong, lah. And yes, we cannot predict the future. We cannot predict the reaction. I don't know whether maybe Foodpanda has super good algo or super good intelligence that they know, okay, if I do something like this is going to happen. But looking at their Facebook, the number of Facebook subscribers that they have, I don't think so.
YouTube, you mean?
YouTube subscribers, I don't think so. What I'm trying to say is that I think, as the head of marketing in Foodpanda, I think this lady Vanita Menon Chris can handle it much better, especially because she also has that background, and I think that makes it personal.
Yep.
If it was me and I saw a Hari Raya ad with people doing all the traditional Hari Raya things and not having a Malay guy in there, okay, like I said, I wouldn't be so easily offended, because come on, it's up to you to shape your own perception and your own thinking. You make the difference, not a video or not whatever. You make a difference with the people that you reach out to. That's what I believe. But I'll go like, what? How hard is it, or how expensive is it to just put one Malay character? In this case, one Indian character.
If they can't afford it, just drop this particular video.
Yeah, or like I said, put a preamble or put an end note or whatever, and then we also talked about the scenarios. Like you talked about, like, it's a series about a Malay family. Maybe they didn't want to put an Indian guy because it's gonna run the Conti out. It's not canon for the series. And then, for me, you can kind of like suspend reality a bit.
Because it's fictional anyway.
Yeah.
You
can put like a dream or something, or that character can be on TV to say,
on Zoom or whatever.
Hello everybody, let's embrace Indian culture for this month, and the Malay family puts on Indian culture because they are so open and so welcoming towards all the cultures in Malaysia. It can be done that way. It can be done that way.
I also want to bring up something that's quite similar. About 5 years back, right? This Coldplay also had created some sort of controversy quite similar to this.
Okay.
So they have this video for this song "Hymn for the Weekend." So also start Beyonce, okay, and then in that whole music video, it was shot in India. There's one scene, right, where it shows Beyonce wearing the traditional Indian dress, and that also had attracted divided opinions as well. Some are saying that this music video is also appropriating Indian culture. They find it offensive. But some other people on the other side thinks that, it's not. I think it's good that they're embracing our culture. Our culture is being highlighted on an international level.
Yeah.
So it's split. So some people are saying that, why are people nowadays are so offended with everything?
Why are we so sensitive, right?
Why is
everybody so strawberry?
Yeah, some people say, this is a Western thing, Now the Western side are just promoting, just getting more people being offended about everything. It's like, okay, if you're, let's say, if you're Japanese, but if you're not Japanese, you open a Japanese restaurant, is that offensive?
It's not. I mean,
if let's say if you're not Malay, but you're wearing a baju Melayu, is that offensive?
No.
Yeah, for us, I think we are quite okay, but some people say that this is all cultivated from the Western cultures. Like now, this is uprising of being offended somehow.
Okay, so this is like another level of blaming somebody else for whatever actions that we're doing here today in our own country. I think cancel culture is a thing. It's a Western thing, I agree, because Western people are so... And I'm not like trying to blame any Westerners here or whatever, but it is the culture, right? Westerners are very personal, like individualistic. They don't... I mean, culture and family, not really a big thing. It's about me, how I feel, how you make me feel, and how I want to tell you how I feel. It's all about that. Asian cultures, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea, we have family and community. We're very about that. We're very about
about society.
Society and community. We shouldn't offend people so much. We shouldn't. Let's live in harmony. And I think that is something I like.
Yeah.
I don't I'm not, not to say I don't like the Western culture. I prefer this.
This kind of culture, yeah. At least you
Yes.
respect elders. Like for example, in Western cultures, you can call your parents by name.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't do that. We need to give some sort of respect. Hormat lah sikit. And like say,
Yeah.
for example, religions, right? Okay, but what religion sensitivity? We are actually more respectful in that.
Yep.
Like for example, in the Western countries, like you can see like Asian cultures or even religious symbols like Christianity or Buddhism being used as props in commercials, in movies, and that can happen in Asian country.
Yep.
That's offensive.
Yep.
But
It
they're
is.
okay with that.
Yeah. So back to the Beyonce thing. I think it is a good example, but it's not apples to apples to what's going on here. I mean, if in this Foodpanda ad, I see who? I don't know. I don't know any famous people.
Don't know any famous
No,
people.
any famous trendy people. Bella Poch, for example.
Okay.
So if I see Bella Poch wearing a Deepawali costume in the Foodpanda ad, I'll go like, whoa, damn, yeah, represent.
So what does it make? What makes the difference here?
Because it shapes the context. The difference is the context. In this one, the context is this is a Malay family.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about how this Malay family is using Foodpanda in different ways. That's what the series is about, right? And you have the music genres, yes. But this video in particular triggers a lot of people because it's so close to culture. It's so close to Indians in Malaysia. It's so close to their reality and their beliefs. To a point where in the video there's this traditional Indian decoration. I don't know what it called. It looks like a lantern. There's lights.
Lights, okay.
And Deepavali is the festival of lights. It brings it so close. It tries to push buttons.
Yes.
I feel lah.
Yeah. For me, it's a very thin line.
Ah.
You know, like on paper, it might not look offensive, but
Yeah.
once you execute it, it's how you execute it that makes the whole difference.
No, I don't know who's the creative person in this video, but again, if it was me, I look at the board, I look at the script, I go like, hey, wait a minute, these are red flags we have to avoid.
Maybe the people who are working on this, they've been watching this over and over and over again. They feel so numb. At least they should get a fresh pair of eyes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
look at it.
yeah.
Okay, is this okay or not? Is this okay, good to go? Will it offend anyone? I think they should have done that.
It's true. It's true. I can't blame that, but it's responsibility also lah. It's people. It's you're there for a reason. You're there to do your job, and to say that I'm tired and I didn't see it or whatever. It's another Western culture thing to do lah. Be like Japanese, man. If you make a mistake, just own it and be responsible. You either resign or you improve.
I want to add something like social norms.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it also boils down to social norms. Like, for example, movies in the 60s and 70s are far more offensive. Like King and I. It's not a Thai person. It's some white guy doing it. Yeah. And then, like, for example, back then, like James Bond movies, right? You can't do James Bond movies like that right now. Like, you can't have like, the start of the show slapping women or have sexual advances like that right now. That's offensive. But now, at this... I think as a species we have evolved. We know what's right, what's wrong, and what's acceptable right now. So I guess that's something that we need to bear in mind.
Yeah, as a community and as a culture, our awareness is heightened now. We strive to become better and better. To certain people, they say, we're becoming soft now. We're becoming hypersensitive now. Everything also cannot. I don't think so. It's if we make it clear what the intent is, then I think everybody is fine. So to say. For me, the thing that triggers me, if the video wasn't brought to my attention, I'm like, whatever, I don't really care that much. But the point is, like, it's interesting to me is what made it interesting to me is how the people responsible for this video responded, and how to me, it's a major loss in terms of opportunity to turn this around, make it better, and embrace it and go like. You know what? This is what we're doing. This is our stand. But it doesn't mean that we're forgetting the Indian culture or that community that you say that we're forgetting. We have X number of people in our workforce that are Indians. We have X number of riders that are Indian. That are serving the Indian community. We have X number of customers that are also Indian. And we have X number of Indian food providers. You can embrace it.
Yeah, I think they can turn this around if they pull this down and come up with something better.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't have a budget or whatever, like, okay, let's say if somebody tells me like a crisis management kind of training, right? Okay, I mean, this is the scenario. You're a Foodpanda head of marketing. This just happened. What you can do? What would you do? And you have zero budget. You cannot change the video. So I would do this. And another parameter is I can't take the video down. So I would do this. If I can't take the video down and I can't change the video, I would change the description to be clear on what Foodpanda stands for. I would be clear on how Foodpanda is helping the Indian community, and I would say that I would acknowledge the feelings of people who were offended by this, and I would strive to do better. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. And that reminds me that if you are listening, if you prefer to, you can listen to our show on Spotify or any of your favorite podcast platforms. We are available as a podcast. Just search for us, Sorry Chichao, Let's Talk About, and we're there. Do give us a 5-star rating if you like the show. That helps this show grow in as a podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. Again, your comments, your suggestions, your feedback, super important to us because that helps make this show better. So drop them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channel if you don't mind. Okay, by the way, we're also introducing something new for this series, and that is voice note comments. So if you're listening to us on podcast or even on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, share us your voice note. What do you think of the show? What do you think of today's topic? If you have something that you want to express, whether you're an Indian or Malay or Chinese living in this community, and how you feel about what's going on, just let us know. Send your voice notes to letstalkabout@sorrychinchao.com. That's letstalkabout@sorrychinchao.com via email. Send it to us. And we'd love to hear from you guys. And if your voice note is interesting or it's something very poignant that we should share with our viewers and everybody else, we will do that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.